What's up, peeps? SEC Connect. We on board right now. 3 out of 5 right now. We got me, we got Jay, we got Steven. Folks, like, comment, subscribe to this channel. Wipe your feet before you come in my house, damn it. That's what we're trying to say right now. Uh, man, look, it's SEC Connect. We ain't been on in about 3 weeks, man. People got jobs and stuff, man.
Unfortunately, life's been kicking a lot of our tails to where we
uh,
can't link like we would like to. But hey, 23 days away.
23
College
days,
football,
man.
guys. How y'all
20.
feeling about that?
I'm ready, bro.
Can't wait.
I'm
Can't
ready.
wait.
Injected right here. Hey, man, I've been fiending, dog. I've been scratching and stuff. Like, man,
I
just give it
know,
to me.
man.
I need it in my life.
It's gonna be so good, man. This is
Oh,
gonna
man, it's going to
be
be a season.
outstanding. Man, look, we really didn't have too many topics today, folks. We're gonna do barbershop talk today, folks. We're gonna do
Oh, yeah, yeah.
barbershop talks. We're gonna answer questions that you guys want to, ask. We're just gonna have fun with it today, man. About a good 45 minutes to an hour. So, look, I want to kick it off, man.
Give it
Auburn,
to us. Give us the
Hugh
business.
Freeze. I told you guys a couple years ago, Hugh Freeze is gonna be scary over there at Auburn because he was doing NIL before NIL was legal and was doing it damn good.
He really was at Ole Miss. He really was.
He was doing it, wasn't he?
He was doing it.
And now he's at the school that has the most money in the state of Alabama. It's not Alabama, folks. It's Auburn,
Yeah, Auburn's got all the bread.
and he is recruiting his ass off, and he's flipping players left and right. I mean, he's flipping players left and right, man. Guys, let me know what you guys think about Hugh Freeze, and what do you think in the next 2 years? What is his outlook at Auburn?
Man, looking at what he's pulling, dog, he it's funny because when I was at the SEC Media Days, I was talking to some of the Auburn guys, and one of the guys pointed out that the way Hugh does it is he doesn't need elite quarterback play. He needs more so good, but he
Mm-hmm.
surrounds it with a whole bunch of skills guys, right? So if he's got a bunch of skills dudes that can kind of make things happen, as long as the quarterback gets it to him or hands it off, they Gucci. And it feels like that's what he's doing, right? In all this recruiting as of late. And he is definitely recognizing that he needs to make sure he bolsters up that defensive line. So they're snatching up a lot of dudes from in-state, close at Georgia, the guys that Alabama typically would snatch up. Man, he has been clocked in. I got to give him that.
Same here, man. Look, I'm going to looking at his class right now, man, and it's his first like 7 out of 10 players are like Alabama kids. Jared
Yep.
Smith, Hoover, Alabama. Derek Smith, Selma, Alabama. Fagans, he's from Alabaster, Alabama. Eric Winters, Enterprise, Alabama. And he's going down to like Alabaster and Enterprise are not like the biggest places. They're like talent rich places though.
Mm-hmm.
Then he has Autry. He's from what is it? That's gonna be
Opelika.
Opelika, Alabama.
Opelika.
Yeah. I used to roll there all the time. And then Highland Home, Alabama. For Falk. Saraland, Alabama. I mean, it's like Alabama. Like he is trying to like he's closing the borders, man. He's like, I'm gonna close the borders. He has the number 11th ranked player in the state, the number 8th ranked player in the state, the number 6, number 5, number 4, the number 3, the number 2 ranked player in the state. He is doing what like Mac Brown was doing back in the day at Texas.
Alvin Henderson from Elba, Alabama, number 13 in the state based upon on-3.
Yeah.
He's got Jordan Crawford out of Birmingham, Alabama.
Killing it. Yeah, Jordan Crawford, number 14 player in the state.
Right.
Then he's going, I mean, he is recruiting that state like none other, and he's starting to get those guys from Georgia too. I think the kids understand, man, Hugh Freeze offense is legit. Hugh Freeze, he's going to build a great team, right? It's
Yeah.
just, can you get over the other stuff that he's done in his life? These kids just want to win and go to the next level. Parents are willing to overlook that because they're going to think that I instilled enough in my child where he's not going to go down that path, right? So,
Right.
Until they get to college and find out what vodka is. But that's a whole nother story. Steven, how about you, man?
Well, it's funny. Jay said that Hugh really doesn't need a great quarterback, and he's shown that. Even now he had Chad Kelly, however you want to feel about him, back in the day. But I agree.
Yeah.
Like typically, it's been more good and surround him with skill guys. What's funny is though he's going after and trying to flip Deuce Knight from Notre Dame, who is one of those high level quarterbacks.
Right.
And that just goes to show the heat that he's working with right now, when you go and get a Cam Coleman in your room, when you finish with a top 10 recruiting class in 2024, and then Nick Saban retires, who's in your state. And look, I know Alabama has picked it up themselves, but Nick Saban being gone is this is the time to strike if you're somebody like Hugh Freeze.
Yeah.
He's doing exactly what he should be doing, and the aggressiveness and rebranding Auburn, getting them back to that fun, innovative type of football that they quite frankly under Gus Malzahn had back in the early 2010s with Cam, but even with Carson and all those boys and Nick Marshall and those guys. So that's what I'm excited to see with what he's doing right now. I think timing is everything, and the timing with this Nick Saban retirement, and the timing of going after Deuce Knight with the quarterback thing, and the timing of getting Cam Coleman in your building. That's why they're on fire right now, and making a lot of noise.
I guess the question with that is, can he make a run like they did? Who was that? Said Gene Chizik the one year that he was able to get a title with Cam Newton carrying them all the way. Can he actually put together a team that can give him the ability to make a run like that?
I think so. Look, I think this year, I'm going to pull up their schedule right now. I think this year they got a damn good shot to go 8-4, 9-3 this year. And if they go 8-4, 9-3 this year, man, that's saying a lot for this team, kind of saying just where they were just a couple years ago, So I'm going to pull up their schedule, folks. Like, honestly, I think their schedule's pretty favorable. I do. You got Alabama A&M. That's a win. You got Cal. That's a win. New Mexico Lobos. Yeah. That's a win. Arkansas has nobody in their team. That's a win, right? They're going to be 4-0, having Oklahoma come to Auburn, right?
That's going to be straight home games. Wow.
Yes, 5 straight home games. This is where it's going to get tricky for me. This is going to tell me a lot about Auburn, a lot about Oklahoma. I think it's going to be a damn good game. But let's say they lose this game in Oklahoma. Okay, they lose it. They're 4-1. Georgia, they get beat by Georgia. They're 5-1. They got to win either one of these, Oklahoma or I think Missouri. They got to get one of those two, I think, to get to the 8-3 level. But look, bye week, Hugh Freeze with a bye week, going to Missouri, I think that's going to help them and bode well for them very well. I still like Missouri in the game. I would not be surprised if Auburn comes in and claps them. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
I would not be surprised. But let's say they lose that game, right? That's 3 games, right? I think they beat Kentucky. I think they beat Vanderbilt. They beat Monroe. I think they beat A&M because it's at Auburn, and I hate A&M's offense. And the Alabama game is you never know. It's the game of you never know, right?
It's the Iron Bowl, and it's at Bryant-Denny. So it's the
I would say Bama has the edge in this. I think last year was their year to win the game. Was Auburn's last year. But even if they lose those 4 games, they're 8-4 team going to go to a bowl game. But I think they got to split. They got to get one of those 4 losses, which they have an opportunity. Every year against Alabama is an opportunity. The Oklahoma game is going to be a great opportunity for them to have it in Auburn. Georgia, I think Georgia's going to beat them, but who knows? Georgia barely beat them last year. Georgia barely beat them last year at Auburn. Beck threw the ball to what's the tight end's name again? He just left. Damn it,
Bowers.
Damn it, he's the greatest tight end I've ever played college football, and I forgot to say him that quick. Brock Bowers, right? Brock Bowers basically won that game for him with a minute left in the game. So that was a close game. And then you got Alabama. So look, man, I'm high on Hugh Freeze this year. I think 8-4 is going to be their floor. I just got a feeling 8-4 is going to be their floor. And I think that they can get one of those games, man, whether it's Bama, whether it's OU, whether it is Missouri. If they can get one of those 3 games, they're looking at a team that's 9-3, and look at the trajectory of Auburn, from this year going forward. Thoughts?
I gotta see. I
I
gotta see it, Brad, because these dudes. These dudes got skunked by New Mexico State last season.
Let's
not forget this.
They
lost to a 4 acronym letter school at
Yeah.
they
31 to
with
10.
the same
Like they got
quarterback.
blown out. They
But
got blown out
but
with the same
Mexico
quarterback.
State.
no, I get it, but this is the same team too that took the two teams that played in the SEC to the last play of the game.
Right.
I
So
don't
That's
count
why
Alabama. I don't count the Alabama game ever because it's a rivalry game.
exactly.
Weird
But
stuff
the
happens.
Georgia
Exactly.
game. How about the Georgia game though? I mean, I know
Georgia?
it's no cigar, but I almost
You got
doesn't
up.
count.
Hey, you
I
got up
get
for
it.
Georgia. Great. Great. That's not my concern though, Nino.
Yeah.
Like I know that they're going to be prepared for the Georgia game. I know that they're going to be prepared for the Alabama game. I don't know if they're going to wake up for Cal. I'll be honest
that
with you.
one. Yeah,
That's my
where I'm
problem
at.
with Auburn.
All
I
right.
don't know. Like they could literally just fall asleep at the wheel and lose. This is just the
They beat them
like,
last
the
year,
Maryland-
14-10.
Yeah.
And Cal
the
wasn't very
bowl
good
game
last
against
year.
Maryland. How many people for Maryland even played in the bowl game last year? And Maryland beat the shit out of them. I mean, like,
They
That's
beat them
true.
with
Like-
charge.
like these are questions I got, man. Like, where's the
only-
consistency? I need some
It ain't-
consistency from you.
It
Who's the
ain't
starting
there.
quarterback
They
this year?
got the ability.
Who's the starting quarterback this year? Is
Thorne.
still Peyton Thorne?
Still gonna be
Yeah,
Peyton
that's all they
Thorne.
got.
Look,
So
so
we
okay.
got.
All right, so this is my thing. I think a team that went through what they went through last year. How many losses they have? 6 losses?
Mm-hmm.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7 losses. They went 5-7. They went to a bowl going 5-7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
They won
No, no.
6.
6. I'm sorry. So they won 6
Yeah,
games.
they won 6.
Right?
6 and
They won
7.
6 games. They won 6 and 7. I think this is Hugh Freeze. Well, that was the second year last year.
Yep. No. This
That's
is his. Yeah,
this is
yeah,
third year
No,
this year, right?
last year.
This is third year.
Last year was his first year.
Was it his
Oh
first?
yeah, this is year 2. This is year 2. This is year
Last
2.
year was his first year because the Brian Harsin thing wasn't that long.
You're
ago.
right. You're right. You're right. All right. So last year was his first year. Okay. So I kind of give a little bit of ease to a coach in their first year. I just do. I know, guys. New Mexico State. We should beat New Mexico State if you're a team. If you're
Bro,
Division
that
One
happened in
team.
November too.
I'm trying to give Hugh Freeze little points, man, because I think Hugh Freeze is going to do some good things there. I do. I just do. I think he's going to be fine. He turned Ole Miss around. He had Liberty damn near in the top 10, right? And so, look, I got faith in him. I got faith in old Hugh, man. I do. I think this year's going to be a bounce back year for him. I just do. Texas went from a 7-3 team until Sark gets here his first year, and they regress and go 5-7. You know what I'm saying? Like, we lost so many close games, 1-score games, right? I mean, it was just, it happens. Now, mind you, we did beat ULM or whoever we played. I get that, but we didn't beat Kansas.
I hear you,
Hey.
but
Yeah.
the thing is like they got blown out by bad teams. Like,
Let's see. Yeah. Let's see who they got. So A&M 27-10 at Cal, at Cal Field. Georgia was the close game, 27-20 last minute. LSU, they got blown. I mean, LSU, that was
post bye week. They got blown out.
Yeah, they got blown out. But that was when
But they were playing against the Heisman Trophy winner. So
the
I get it,
Heisman
right?
Trophy winner who wasn't nicked up yet. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
He was
Yep.
all world. Ole Miss, they barely lose against Ole Miss. Mississippi State, they beat they beat them. They beat Vanderbilt. They beat Arkansas. They got blown out by New Mexico State. And then they didn't get. I wouldn't say they got their asses handed the whole season. It's like minus the LSU
Their losses
game.
were bad.
Yeah, they had bad losses.
Bad.
They had bad losses. To be honest, honestly, the only bad loss is New Mexico State.
Maryland's a bad
LSU's
loss.
a bad
Which one? Well,
Alabama was a bad
Maryland was a
loss.
bad
Yeah.
loss.
I'm sorry.
Maryland's a bad loss.
Maryland
Maryland
was
was a bad
cooked.
loss.
No,
Maryland was
is,
cooked by that point.
My thing is, I'm not even looking at the bowl game. I'm looking at just the regular season. I'm looking at if this team goes into the regular season and they're 7-5, they beat the other Aggies from New Mexico. I don't think they got beat bad this entire year. LSU's a different animal when Jaden Daniels was fully healthy, but I don't know, man.
I think they'll be better. I agree with you, Nino, that they'll be better.
Yeah.
And the schedule to start the season's favorable on
Yeah,
paper. We need to. We're
we got to
just saying
see
we
it.
just want to see
We
the
got to see it.
consistency. Yeah, I mean, I don't care what the circumstances were. You should never lose
to a
31-10 to
four
New Mexico State
to a
That is
ever.
true.
four-letter
No,
acronym
I
school
don't
at
care
your
what
house.
That is true. That is true. That is
that
true.
is inexcusable. So
You know
like I
what?
need to. That's why I like the cap. That notice I'm not worried about the big. I agree with you that they're going to beat between Georgia, especially the games that are at Auburn. Those are the ones to pay attention to because, as Ty appropriately says, it's like a ghost. You know, there's some spirits moving in that place. I think that is a legitimate thing that teams fall into at Jordan Hare. I also think that they just play some of those competitive games, you know, against those good ranked teams. They get up for those. But all the other games, I actually have more questions about. Like when they play somebody in between.
Oh man, you're right. You're right. You're right. I just got faith in you for some reason. I think Hugh's going to turn this program around.
I
I
think
just
Hugh
got
turns
that
it
feeling.
around. I don't think he does all that great this coming season. I think the next season when he has a quarterback potentially in the chamber, they could be a lot better. And I think that's where their biggest problem is. It's they don't have a lot of they need a decent quarterback, and Thorne has regressed every year since his 3,000-yard passing season at Michigan State.
What is up with Peyton Thorne? Like, what
He's
was? I mean, he was
boo
good at
boo,
Michigan State, but
boo boo.
was that
It's
great
just
year
been,
by him? Was that just a flash in the pan?
it was
Michigan State great year when they went 11-1, right?
yeah,
That
that
was
was
the
the Mel
Mel
Tucker
Tucker.
just
He
letting it
was the
go, man.
transfer portal guy, right? That year.
Yes.
Yeah.
They
That-
shocked
But
the
if
world with all
you,
those
hey,
transfers, and then it caught up with them
if
because they weren't recruiting.
but if Hugh is the we talk about Hugh and his ability to scheme and what he's done more with less.
Mhm.
In year two with Peyton Thorne, he should be more productive. And just comfortable with the player and the player comfortable with him.
That's what I'm
Um,
banking on.
you know, it's
That's what
not
I'm
like
banking
he
on.
didn't have all bad moments last year. That Peyton Thorne did some things with the football at times. I
I
mean,
feel
there
like
was flashes of life.
his spirit is still broken now.
Who, Peyton?
Yeah, because it's just gone backwards, dog. I mean, he went from 2,600 yards passing to 1,700 yards in 13 games played.
Yeah.
That tells me your spirit is just shot through the heart.
They do have a runner. They do have a 1,000-yard runner in Hunter.
They do?
Yeah, because he's going to go over 1,000 this year if he's healthy. He was finished
Yep.
at 900.
Yeah, Jarquez.
And
Hunter
then you
will
got
go 4,000.
You got Cam Coleman, now
He's a
true number
freshman.
one receiver.
I like. Oh man,
He's a
Ken Coleman's
freshman,
nice. You know, he's
but he's
nice,
going to
bro.
be
He's
he's
nice.
going to be. I mean, they're going to because they're going to be spamming him the football. You know, they're going to come out first play of the season, bubble scream to Cam Coleman.
I mean,
Like
he's
whatever
he's
they
gonna get
can
the ball.
do to get the ball in his hands.
He's
jet
dope, dude.
sweeps.
He's sick.
They're going to be spamming. And they got a tight end guy from Florida International that's supposed to be decent. But, I mean, we'll see. I got to see Peyton Thorne.
I'm gonna give him 8-4.
You
I'm
know.
gonna give him 4 losses this year. I think they improved their record by 2 wins this year.
8-4 is zesty. That's zesty.
I'll give him 7-5 at best.
I'm gonna give him 8-4 this year. I'm gonna give him 8-4. We're gonna
I give him
reevaluate this.
6-5 in the regular season, 7-5 with the
What?
bowl game.
No.
I say 8-5 with the bowl game.
Okay, 7-5 in the regular season for you. I got him 8-4 this year. 8-4. That's what I got. Shout out to Derek Weisner, man. That is Trey Weisner's uncle. If you don't know who Trey Weisner is, running back at the University of Texas, with the unfortunate news of C.J. Baxter going down with injury. Derek Weisner's nephew, Trey Weisner, is now going to be running back 2 at Texas, getting a lot of carries. If you guys haven't watched Trey Weisner play, he got a lot of wiggle in him. He reminds me a lot of knows how to get skinny in the right times, like a Jamal Charles kind of guy. I'm not saying he's Jamal Charles. People don't slap me when I say that. But he has just that ability to get real skinny in those holes. But he is good. Trey Weisner is a good player. And I got his first touchdown he ever scored at Texas on film when I was at the Texas Tech game. So shout out to you, Derek, man. All right. Hook 'em. Since we're talking about that, man. Oh, man. C.J. Baxter got hurt, Steven.
Yeah, just dropped the video. I just dropped
Yeah,
a
I saw
video,
y'all. Both of
y'all.
y'all put out videos on it, man. How y'all feel
Yeah.
about
No, it's a
that?
big.
Just
It's. I mean, it's a because and Jay, I'm gonna have to come to you because I know y'all lost. Y'all had a loss on your side. It
yeah,
sounded
wide
like.
receiver.
Yeah. But from our end, I'm not. I'm not the person that sugarcoats losses like this because he meant a lot to, from a recruiting standpoint, to the way we plugged him in day one.
Mm-hmm.
When he got to Texas, he was a high IQ guy that picked up the offense right away. Anytime you see a freshman come in that right off the bat is running every single formation off, that means he's picked up things. I mean, you look at the Alabama game, he was lining up out wide and
Mm-hmm.
motioning back and doing all those things. I mean, we had full menu when he was in the game as a young player. And there's a lot of things you have to do as a young running back to be able to show that you earn that type of volume. Even with the Jonathan Brooks, I mean, he was competing against a guy who was RB1 in the NFL draft.
Exactly.
Think about that. So I'm not. I know I love the depth. I love what Tashard Choice has done, recruiting wise. And I said this in my video. I'm not worried about people runners. I know they
Mm-hmm.
all can run with the football. That's not the question. It's when they're in the game, can they do all the other things that we ask running backs to do that keep our offense rolling? Because the beauty we had last season was no matter what running back was in, Steve Sarkisian had full menu as a play caller. And you see teams out here where they lose their starting running back, and then now it's by committee. So you know the big guy comes in, he's the power guy. The other guy comes in, they probably gonna throw. And
Mm-hmm.
like you start giving away your advantage. Texas last year could have no matter who was in there, it's gonna look the same because they all could do everything. So that's what I'm looking to see out of, Jaden Blue's gonna have a lot to carry on his shoulders, but you need more than just one person. So that's where I'm coming from there. It's a big loss for us.
It's a huge loss, man. My only saving grace on this is uh, the Texas O line has gotten a lot better over the past couple of years. I think over the last 2 to 3 years, we lost Bijan and Rojo one year. I think me and Steven were coming in here telling people we're not really worried. I wouldn't say not worried. It's going to be a drop off in, I would say, physical production from those guys, but we have guys that are in the wings that are waiting to play. Right? We had a Jonathan Brooks who was waiting. Right? And Jonathan
Yeah,
Brooks played outstanding. Right? We also had a Jaden Blue that people didn't really know about because he didn't play a lot and he didn't play his senior year. And then we had a true freshman, a 5-star true freshman, in CJ Baxter. So people are like, "Oh my God, the room is empty. Fall, like the sky's falling." We get it. Brooks plays. Brooks becomes probably the Doak Walker winner if he stays healthy for the whole season. He gets hurt prior to the Iowa State game, and people were in Texas were thinking the sky was going to fall again. And we plug in CJ Baxter, and he's like Steven said, CJ Baxter from day one. He started 2 games in a row, and then Brooks took over, right? But Baxter from day one is one of the guys who picked up the playbook in it's just entirety, right? It's a matter of can Jaden Blue pick up the playbook, or has he been able to pick up the playbook at that rate? This is his 3rd year in college. We would think he should have been, but the things that Baxter did so well was, picking up blitzes. If you go back and look at film, he was picking up blitzes outstanding, and he's a bigger guy too, 215, 220. You know, he was that at age 18. So this is a guy that was going to lead college about 230. But Jaden Blue's not that kind of. He's not as big as him. He's about 200 pounds right now. His backup now is a Wisner. So Trey Wisner is about 200 pounds also. Um, these 2 freshmen that came in, Christian Clark and Jared Gibson, are guys that have to understand you are one hit away from being running back number 2. And so
yeah.
they need to be able to pick up, blitzes. They need to be able to not have mental lapses and do the things that, quite frankly, Baxter did his freshman year. Can you come in and be a player at that productive level your freshman year? I think the guy who's probably prime for it, Steven, is probably Jarrett Gibson. You know, going to IMG and playing with all those all-stars and understanding what it's like, getting the best coaching and the best weight training. He looks like an NFL running back already, you know, just body-wise. So I think he might be the most physically ready right now. But look, we shall see, man. It's going to be interesting.
Also, short yardage and dirty yards. I mean,
yeah, that's true.
The options are limited.
Yeah, options are limited. You know what, Steven, on my previous podcast, I just said, I wonder what Savion Red's thinking right now.
I know, but
I know. I'm just saying. I know. I know.
Jeff Choate. Coach, shout out to Jeff Choate. He went and took him over at Nevada. You know, still maintain that coaching connection with the Texas staff. I mean, I get it.
Yeah.
But that brother was RB5 and looked like a bowling ball. So, I mean,
I know.
It was tough sledding.
It was tough sledding, but sometimes it's.
I know now it looked like, oh man, like I could just step in and get a whole bunch of touches.
Yeah. Especially on short yardage.
Yeah.
So
that running back room for y'all, man, it's gonna be interesting to see who comes in, like you said, who established themselves as the number 2 dude, right? Who's gonna take the reins of it? Who's gonna be that guy? Because I mean, I was expecting Baxter to have a solid season as well, but he's dealt with injuries before too, hasn't he?
Yes, he did. He did last year.
Yep. He was actually banged up pretty much every game.
Yeah, the entire year.
Something.
He was basically nicked up all season.
Nicked up all season. But, I mean, you know, it's looking at Jam, thinking about SEC Media Day, Nick Saban makes the comment about, Cedric Baxter was one of the best running backs he saw last season, right? And what he's capable of, right? So that's another thing, to your point, Jay, is the uptick. We're going to miss that sophomore boom. All the things he learned. Yeah, the game was moving probably at one speed. Now this year he comes in, even the Sugar Bowl, if you watch the Sugar Bowl, how he was running in the Sugar Bowl versus how he was running maybe the first month of the season, it's already somebody that the game's slowed down for that guy. Trey Wisner, we had him, he's going to have that Keelan Robinson role already that's on his plate. Can he assume more? To Nino's point, as a guy that's trusted and been there, and he's a team plays special teams, does all those things. But Jay, man, that's a opening at Texas there's some questions that need to be answered, and it'll be answered pretty early in the season how we respond. So you guys on your end, was it Jaden Gibson that went down?
Yeah.
On your side, or
injury bug, of course, hit the Sooners or whatnot. It's he was our third leading returning wide receiver.
Oh, really?
He had 5 touchdowns. Dude, right? 6'5", yeah, 6'5", yeah. The giant. He was the giant and sure-handed. It's funny because coming in, he was part of the Lincoln Riley era players of recruits. When Riley left, he decided he kept his commitment with Oklahoma and wanted to stay. Played his freshman year, and it kind of looked like he had the yips. Kept dropping passes that he shouldn't have dropped. I mean, you're 6'5", he dropped stuff over the middle. So there's little concerns there. But then last season, he turned it around. I mean, he was averaging like 26 yards per catch, like 17 catches, over 400-something yards, 5 touchdowns. Like, he started to really come in his own late in the season. And so when we lost Andrell Anthony, who was our leading receiver going up against, until we played you all, he tore his ACL in that Texas game. I think Andrew had like 400-something yards, the transfer from Michigan. Gibson started to really step up. Like, that was our question. All right, who's going to be the dude that's going to step up? Because we played a lot in the slot. Dylan Gabriel's a lot better when he's dumping the pass in comparison to going deep on a regular, but Levy's offense is built for him to go deep. So we was like, okay, got Drake, who's going to be sure-handed. He's going to catch stuff. Who's going to step up with it? Nick Anderson stepped up, finished with 10 touchdowns last season, 700-plus yards. But we needed that third dude, and that was supposed to have been Andrell Anthony, right? And then he got hurt. Mm-hmm. Gibson stepped up with Farouk, who was a little banged up. And our expectation this season for him was he was going to be that next number 2, right? It's going to be him, Nick, and then Deion Burks, right? That's who we were really thinking was going to step up and take that spot, because Anthony is still recovering from the ACL. He's practicing. He's cutting and doing everything he's supposed to, just not doing contact. So anticipation for him is close to the Tennessee. We'll see him. Farouk he was banged up into the season. He appears to be ready game 1. But Gibson was the dude we were thinking was going to break out. Like you said, the sophomore dude just breaks out. He had it last year. We're like, okay, this is that junior trajectory of, yes, I'm comfortable. I'm going to make it happen. So all of us are heartbroken. So it's a big loss because we wanted to see the future of him. The good thing is, veteran-wise, we have a very deep wide receiver room this year, right? Nick Anderson, of course, is back. And then, like I said, Deion Burks coming in as a transfer. He was number 50 on Bruce Feldman's freak list, right? He's 5'9", 190, bench presses 400 pounds, squats 520. Has a vertical. Bruce said that his vertical, the power that he pushes with his vertical is like 3.8 times his actual weight. Like, the dude's kind of nasty and he's fast. So he's gonna be the number 1. So all season long, pay attention. Deion Burks, that dude. Nick's
and that was why that was the biggest portal. Probably, yeah. I mean, y'all went heavy on the portal to get him. So
yeah, he's a massive pickup because he literally takes basically what Drake Stoops did, and he's going to be able to do it a lot faster.
Right.
Just because he's that much more athletic, right? Just naturally.
Yeah.
So now the question is, who's going to be number 3 while we wait for our 2 other guys to get to at least 95%? Wait for Andrell to get to 95. Wait for Farouk to get to 95. Who's going to be number 3? And so it's going to lead down the line of a few different dudes, right? You got a few young players that could potentially get. If you want to go size, we've got one guy in the chamber named J.J. Hester. He's from Tulsa. He transferred in from Missouri like 2 years ago because he's a Tulsa boy. And he just hasn't been healthy. It's just little nagging injuries, right?
What about Bonnie's son?
Brennan is also on that list, right? So JJ is 6'4", and he runs a 4.40. He's a giant.
Why you cut that man Bonnie's son?
Brennan's the other.
Was that disrespectful?
That was a level of disrespect. I knew that there was some shade thrown in there.
I just hadn't heard the brother's name get mentioned. He mentioned about 10 people and didn't mention Brennan. And
I'm gonna say JJ is a 6'4" dude. He's got the size. He hasn't been healthy. Man. Brennan
Thompson catching strays out here.
No, right. No hammy issues, but he's of course a speed demon. We all know that. He has an opportunity. He has opportunity to step up with their. Now he's healthy, right? He was dealing with hammies last year. He's healthy. Great opportunity for that. And then you start going down to the younger players at that point, right? So I'm thinking honestly between Brennan, JJ Hester, as well as probably like a Jaquez Petaway. He's a young dude out of Houston that runs.
Petaway's
like
nice. Petaway's nice.
That's your 3 that we're. I'm waiting to see who takes over for that next spot because I really did think that Jake Gibson had it locked up. There's been a lot of buzz about him in camp about how he stayed sure-handed and he's been getting open and his route running's gotten better. If anything, the technical aspect of being a wide receiver is what I'm waiting to see comes down the line.
Hey man,
I think the good thing for both Texas and OU in this case is it happened during camp still.
Yep. Early too.
Early enough in camp. You know, you guys clearly have a lot of depth in that receiver room. You're more so sad for the individual player with the expectations you have from him. But rotation-wise, you'll be fine. Texas, it's still early enough to where – because my buddy hit me up today and was like, man, those young boys are behind. What are we going to do? I'm like, well, they're supposed to be behind. They haven't been practicing with the 1s and 2s.
Yeah,
that's fine.
Yeah, they'll be fine.
You need to get time with the 1s and 2s over a sustained period of time.
Yeah.
To get ramped up and ready. You can't just come out there cold. So, they got time.
That's what's be interesting too for y'all is what's going to be like game 1, how that looks. I think, and that's a good thing is the establishing everything there before Michigan. If anything, that's where that's going to be. Key.
I don't know, but my thing is how much can you establish? Is Sark going to? Well, I can't say. Is he going to trust a freshman because he did last year? He trusted CJ Baxter going to Alabama. You know, but
right,
and played him
and played him, started him. Like played him. You know, he played the
He didn't
majority of
just
the game.
tinker. He played
Yeah,
the dude.
he
He's like, hey, get
played
on the
him,
field.
played him. It's gonna be a matter of who's gonna be able to pick up that offense the quickest. And my only problem I got now is Texas has how many scholarship backs now, Steve? It's just 4. We just got 4 scholarship backs now. It's just the 4
Yes.
now. Yeah,
Just the 4.
that's rough, man.
No, Nick Sanders does not count for his baseball scholarship. No.
What? You're taking away that man's
He's a baseball player. But yes, we have 4 scholarship backs right now.
That's crazy, man. That is crazy. Well, I
It
tell you
is.
what, man. I was reading some practice reports today of Alabama. I think they're going to be stupid good. You know, I've been singing their praises all year. I just think they're going to be awesome. For all the hoopla or for all the backlash that Bama got with Kalen DeBoer and the recruiting, he's one team in the conference in recruiting and number 2 in the nation.
he's still up there.
And he's getting players stolen from him, and he's still number 2 player. I mean, he has number 2 class in the nation. He's getting players stolen from him. So yeah, I'm excited about him, guys. I want to see honestly Jackson Dart. I want to see Ole Miss. Like you guys know how I feel about Lane.
Lane train.
Look,
Yeah, I
man,
got into it with an Ole Miss guy yesterday talking about that. And my thoughts about them right now. It's like, look, I just need them to show me that they can execute.
I want to see Lane get a signature win. You know, we've talked about this for 3 years now. I want to see a signature win, guys. I want to see Lane because we've seen Lane off the hinges, like prior to getting beat. Like get your popcorn ready, throwing the popcorn in his face against Alabama and gets beat like 42-14 or something. Like I want to see Lane like Lane after a win, like after a signature win. That's just gonna be wild. That's gonna be wild. That's what I want to see. I want to see the must-see TV for that. But I'm excited about Ole Miss, man. I think Ole Miss got a good shot this year, man. I just want to see Lane put it together, man. I just do. Like I'm a fan of him. I'm a fan of Lane. I like Lane a lot. I just want to see him get a signature win. Hopefully against A&M because A&M won't be a signature win though this year. Sorry, A&M fans, you guys suck.
That's not
Ain't they right? We don't care about them. Egg bowl, baby. But no,
let's be clear on signature win. It's
Bama, Georgia.
Bama or Georgia at this point. They beat LSU. Yeah. LSU. They beat LSU already, but they beat a LSU that couldn't defend. You know.
Yeah,
and that was a close game too, wasn't it?
Yeah, 55-48, something like that.
Yeah.
Something like that,
signature
win.
LSU's defense was so bad.
No, it's like a playoff team that you beat. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like
one of the, Georgia or Bama.
Yeah,
Georgia right now in conference. That's the games.
Or
they gotta be Georgia. They only played Georgia this year, so they played at the Swamp. We
Don't
go
they play
there.
You guys too?
Huh? I mean, Sark.
You know what?
Sark got more wins against Bama than Lane does.
That's damn.
That's crazy.
That's crazy. Hey, you know what though? Honestly, look here. Ole Miss has the potential to face an OU that is. Let's look at OU schedule. OU ain't beating Texas. They're not.
Hold on. When does OU play Ole Miss?
They play.
OU plays Ole Miss.
6,
yeah, we play them
week
after.
Week 8.
We got a bye week, and then we play. No, we don't have a bye week. We play them after South Carolina at the crib. So we play.
So
Ole
week
Miss.
8.
Yeah, week 8.
So hold on, quick. I'm gonna share the screen because.
Oh, we beating Texas, by the way.
Y'all ain't beating us. By the time y'all play Ole Miss, y'all gonna have 3 losses.
We'll have at most 1, and we'll beat
2.
Texas.
You're gonna have 2 losses. You're gonna have Tennessee and Texas both.
Oh no, we're not losing Tennessee.
Tennessee gonna whoop y'all ass.
We ain't losing Tennessee. We ain't losing Tennessee. Child, please. As you would say, child, please.
Tennessee gonna whoop y'all ass. Oh man, so look, okay. All right.
Our toughest game is gonna be Ole Miss.
What, for the season? Hey, get out of here with that. You don't even believe that. You don't even believe that.
I am real. I am a realist about rivalries. I'm not like y'all's boy Ketchum and them over there saying that the rivalry don't matter.
Or Chris. But look here, man.
Ooh, y'all got Willie Fritz week 2?
Yeah, but then,
Yep. We got Fritz and his former job.
Yeah, but look, man,
We got his current and his former job back-to-back weeks, bro.
but the bad thing about Fritz, man. Oh yeah, you do, don't you? Oh, Fritz is in Houston, ain't he?
Yeah, right, exactly. See what I'm saying?
Yeah. They open with Stan Drayton.
Former Fritz and current Fritz in back-to-back weeks, bro.
But he opened with Stan Drayton. I can't remember. Stan took the Temple job, man. It's Temple.
Well, it's funny. It's funny because I was looking it up. We did the Temple game back when Matt Rule was still coaching there.
Yeah.
That's when we agreed to that game. Ain't that wild?
That's wild.
Damn.
That's a long, if you think about it, how long ago that was, dog? That's what,
8 years ago?
Yeah,
9 years
2016. Ago? Yeah. It's
Look at
wild.
Oklahoma 17-8 versus Texas in 25. I don't give a damn.
They ain't never gonna not pick that team. I hope y'all don't. I hope y'all ain't no fools. But no, like, it's just wild that took that long for it to show up, and now it's here, and they're like literally the worst team in college football. Like, they were 133rd in like defensive efficiency and defensive rating, you name it. They were 133rd at 133 teams. It's really bad. They're bad.
Look at my boy Sooner Cowboy. He said, "Yeah, Texas almost lost to a Houston team." Well, guess what, Sooner Cowboy? Oklahoma lost to Kansas. Anyways, I'm done.
This guy.
We're talking about almost losses on here.
So anyway,
what are we doing?
We got that Ole Miss game's gonna be big for both of us. Going to Oxford, which I think I'm actually gonna make that trip. I'm planning that stuff right now.
Are you? That's gonna be good. That's gonna be a
I'm
game, dude.
That one. That's gonna be a fun game. That's gonna be a good one.
That's gonna be a good game. Let me check Ole Miss's schedule, man.
Yeah, Ole Miss's schedule is interesting. Like, going through it, I mean, they've got in their big run. Now, I'll say this. I'm gonna be honest, and you know, this is no joke at all. That Wake Forest game may be a little bit tougher than they're gonna expect. Right? I think they're gonna overlook them like crazy.
Agree.
And I think Wake Forest is gonna give them hell.
Especially on the road.
Right. They're playing because they're playing in Winston-Salem.
Just smells like a trap game for Lane. The game's on the damn CW.
Yep.
So it's gonna be
Yup.
Who you talking?
That's the game, dog.
Wake Forest?
Dog, that drum be coming on right after Green Arrow, dog.
Yep.
Oh, man,
I'm telling you now. There's a very good chance that they may.
It's a weird kickoff time.
The game will be coming on after Moesha come on. They're gonna have Moesha come on, and they're gonna have Wake
to the
E to the Wake Forest. Wake to the Forest to the.
Hey man, look, that's gonna be interesting, dude. If Lane loses week 3,
and that's a perfect trap game too, because Georgia Southern, they're gonna be looking ahead. Like they're
because
really
Kentucky
like their September, their September's light, and so it's like,
dude,
yeah,
Lane.
Interesting. They should win. I'm not gonna pick the upset, but I'm just saying
either.
It smells.
They should. But no, it'll be even funnier. No, it'll be funnier, Steven, as you talking about traps. That 4-letter acronym school that comes to their house the week before. That one, my boy, would be really bad.
Oh, Middle Tennessee?
Yes, and they're known for slapping people around on accident.
True. And to be honest with you, they put a lot of players in the league too. So they got a pretty decent damn team, but they should be able to cakewalk those guys.
They should.
Lane is so cocky. Lane's looking at October 12th. That's what he's looking at right now. He's like, we got this one. Easy.
God.
You're
right.
Where's my golden retriever at? She's going to bring the ball to Oxford and Kentucky. And I mean, look, he got all this planned out. He's looking ahead to LSU. And he might end up having 2 losses before then.
If he plays his cards wrong, you are 100% correct. There is a good chance. You can't be doing that, dog. And Lane train, man.
Lane's saving grace against y'all is that he has a bye week before you guys. That's his saving grace. Lane got to beat Georgia, man. Georgia or LSU it's got to be, I don't know, man. It's got to be Georgia.
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 Let's not shy away from it. You got Georgia at home.
You got Georgia at home.
Beat them.
Oh, but hey, if he goes LSU and beats LSU down at the swamp, hey, man. Hey man, that might be a
It
series
depends
win.
on what type of LSU we're
That
looking at.
is
If it's the
true.
LSU, I think
They
that
had the
they're
same defense
capable of
last
this
year.
year.
Yeah,
Well, they revamped that one, right? They brought about Corey Redmond, the big time DB coach. You know,
yeah.
they got
Yep. They
Bo,
spent
right?
$3
Who's really
million
good.
on Baker to be the
Yep, they got
DC.
Baker showing up. So now I don't think that we get the good defense from LSU this season. I think that once Harold Perkins is gone, which he's gone after this year, that the defense gets better. I don't see it this year though. I think it's going to take a little bit of growing pains, just a
I think
small
so
amount of
too.
growing pains.
I don't know. LSU's defense was pretty horrible last year. I think the additions that they have on the defense side of the ball, on the coaching staff, I forgot what was their total defense, guys. It was like 100th, like 110th or something like that. It was horrible. It was pretty
I think it
horrible.
was worse than that.
It was,
But
yeah,
I mean, if they get in the 70s,
you're nice
if
calling it.
if they get in the 70s, I know this sounds bad. If LSU's defense is ranked like the 70th ranked defense in the country last year, they probably go 11-1. I want you to think about that for a minute.
yeah, I agree with that.
I mean, just think about that for a minute. Their defense is ranked the 70th ranked defense, which is less than average. They probably go 11-1 last year.
They had the best offense in America last year.
I know, stupid good.
It was absurd. That literally the offense did all the work for him. So
And
yeah,
and they lost a lot this year too. Losing both our receivers and losing Jaden.
They're the
Crazy
one
thing.
school though. I don't worry about losing receivers.
I know.
They got a bunch of. I've already seen the camp videos too.
I know, man.
I was
yeah,
like,
the state of Louisiana produces some absurd.
they got
just
some dogs.
freaks.
Right?
I know.
I ain't gonna talk about them no more.
Talking about wide receivers, you saw like the little clip that was out there from Colorado, and they saying like like throwing darts or whatever, and then Arkansas tries to
Everybody's trolling them.
yeah, but then Colorado had to come out and show like no shit, that was a real pass. Like that
No, it was a real pass. It was a shit edit. It was like the worst edits I'd ever seen in my life. I'm like, dog, man, that was you could have merged that so much better. You embarrassed yourself, and we all were laughing at that. It's like, come on, dog. Come on, dog.
It's a good question right here. Rock Drum says, "What game do each of you feel that you have to go to this year?"
Thank you for the super chat too, man.
Outside of the standard stuff, of course, Red River. I unfortunately can't go this year because I have to work that weekend. I'm pretty upset. We moved our event up a week when we usually have it the week after, but it's okay. I'm not gonna be mad. But the one game I think I have to go to, I got to figure out, is that Ole Miss game. I really want to go out to the Grove, dog. I've heard nothing but great things about being in Mississippi for football games. That's the one I want to go to. What about on the Texas schedule? Which one do y'all want to go to?
What about you, Steven?
The Georgia game at Austin.
No, you can't do home games.
What you mean? Oh, like road games?
Yeah.
Travel to road games? I thought games in general.
Weird.
Oh, okay. Well, you know what?
What city you want to see outside of what you normally see?
I know. Well, I don't know how many road games. I mean, because of our schedule, the only one I'm probably going to make it to that realistically I can go to, because my buddy has already got a ticket for me, is the Vanderbilt game in Nashville. So that'll just be a weekend to party and have a great time because Nashville's fun.
Nashville's a very fun city.
You stole my answer.
Nashville's a very fun city. And the fact that that's a SEC city, right? It's better than going to Waco.
That was my answer too, man. I want to go to Nashville. Nashville's fun as hell, and it's a baked-in win pretty much. So you get to go down there and really get drunk and have a good ass time and know that your team's gonna win. All right. Yep. So Nashville was my pick too. But since Steven picked Nashville, I won't pick Nashville. I'm going to go A&M.
It's either that or Vietnam. So.
Oh man, you know what's crazy?
Because we don't have because of
we don't have
OU,
sexy OU. You're right.
OU counts as a home game for us.
Yep.
We only have 3 other road games, and so we don't have much to pick from. Like Florida comes to Austin, Georgia comes to Austin, right?
Well, we got the big. Hey, look, we got Michigan this year, but I know it's an SEC game. But going to the big house is pretty nice.
Hey, the big house,
Michigan,
man.
yeah. Well, Michigan's number 1, but in terms of like between the other two games, it literally comes down to College Station or Fayette.
It's got to be College
So
Station.
Why
You
y'all
know,
keep calling it that?
dude, have you ever been there?
Yes, I've been to Fayetteville numerous times. I've actually been
Man,
to a few games.
look here, man. Oh, I went when I was in college. What, first or second year? I forgot. But anyways,
When's the last time you've been?
college. But the fans
Okay.
there are worse than the A&M fans by far. It's not even. It's not even close. They're worse than the A&M fans. Not even close, dude.
That
You
is
know, like,
hilarious.
At least with the A&M fans, yeah, they're bad, right? I mean, they suck too, but I can still go party with the A&M fans after the game. Like, Arkansas don't want you nowhere around them. They want you to get your ass up out of Fayetteville. Like, don't stop and get gas in Fayetteville. Like, don't stop at the McDonald's in Fayetteville. Like don't do nothing. Like, come with your car filled already. And as soon as the game's over, you might want to leave the game before the game is over so you can get in the car and go. Like, Vietnam is a different animal. College Station is not that bad.
The new one, the way that Walmart has done that entire area, it's a lot different.
Is it?
Oh my God!
So I have a few people that live over there. It is they all say it's really, really nice. Let's take my college football hat off. I'm not wearing burnt orange all over the place.
He's wearing.
A lot of people say, "Hey, this is a great place to take your wife." A lot of stuff to do in and around Fayetteville. I'm with, because I understand where Jay's coming from. I hear they have some tourist stuff, attraction stuff now.
Yeah.
When it comes to the football aspect of it, these people had us shook, bro. In 2021, let's just keep it a buck, dog. And that's why this game is so important this year, because it's full circle. I just don't want to see that look on so many people's faces that I saw in Arkansas that night. That was the one time we've gone into a hostile environment and looked shook.
We look lost.
Now on site, huh?
Those people look like they wanted to kill us.
Yes.
And so I need to see. And I was talking my ish back then before the game, was humbled. Okay.
Hey, Stephen Houston said it best. We all been to College Station for various things, though. LOL, exactly. In college, I used to go, anyways.
Big 12 comments on black student government. Yeah, I remember all of that stuff. I've done that.
Yeah. I went for other reasons, but going to Fayetteville sounds like hell, though. That's a different type of hate. A&M hate is still a family. Yeah, it is true. It's like a family relationship. It's little brother. I mean, it is what it is. Sorry, A&M, but it's little brother. Right?
Yeah.
And so Arkansas hates Texas. I remember when Matt Jones was the quarterback at Arkansas, and they came to DKR and beat us in our stadium, and they planted a flag in the middle of the stadium, if I'm not mistaken, or they ran. I forgot, but yeah, I was at the game. And y'all remember Matt Jones, man? They ended up making him a wide receiver in the league. It's like 6'5" wide receiver, white kid.
He could have been one of them ones if it wasn't for the cocaine.
Yeah, cocaine. You know what I'm saying?
That's stupid.
He had the boogie sugar. You know what I'm saying? If he
that guy was an athlete,
dude. He ran like a 4.3 in the 40. 4.3 in the 40.
4.3 at 6'6", 240.
Yeah,
he ran a 4.3,
and he was beast in his first couple years in the league.
And he was on the Arkansas basketball team. And was getting minutes.
Dude, I used to get him on Madden and just trade for him in Madden. And I used to just pump that player up, dude. He have a 6'5", 6'6", 230-pound wide receiver running a 4.3. Child, please. Oh,
bro, it was like a white Julius Peppers with an arm.
I'm done.
But a drug
That's
problem.
It for me. I'm about to go live in a minute. He was done.
Hey, Steven.
You said that? I'm out.
Steven, he was in Jason Sehorn.
That was reckless.
Steven,
that was so reckless.
He was in Jason Sehorn offense on Madden. I tell you, man.
He really was. Reckless. Yeah, I know what you mean. He said, all right, y'all.
We got. He really left.
That was hilarious.
Oh man.
I love Jay. That was he stood on business.
No business on that one. All right, we're about to head out here in a minute. But look, I need to edit a video because I need to get the footage of when Chris said that Drake Stoops was going to make an NFL team before Jordan Whittington. I just need to find that footage. If you can find that footage for me, Steven, I forgot what video we recorded. But if he could do that, I got a special video for Chris coming up real soon. Real soon. All right. So, yeah, here's what it is. Oh, my God. Anyways, guys, it is almost 9:00. We've been with you guys for an hour, man. We about to head out. You got anything else to say, man?
No, man. Safe health throughout the rest of camp for our Longhorns and all these teams, man. I mean, today was tough, but it's a good opportunity for Jaden Blue and the rest of the room to step up, and hopefully we don't have any more big time injury. It's part of the game. I get it, but
Yeah.
you don't want to lose anybody before the wars even start, man.
It sucks, man. It sucks. It sucks, man. But all right, man. Prayers up to CJ
Absolutely.
Baxter. Hoping for a healthy comeback, man. And yeah, man, we out. We'll see you guys next week. Doses.
Thanks everybody for coming in and participating. Appreciate y'all.
Oh, hold on. Another super chat right quick. We'll just read this right quick. Longhorn Football Edit says, looking forward to regular Fanatic videos again with Nino and Trans soon, Steven.
Oh,
yes,
absolutely.
Absolutely. We're a family, guys. Y'all understand. We always bounce between channels. And shout out to Longhorn Football Edits. Go take a look at their edits. They do some really good stuff there on Twitter and also Instagram. All right, man. We out. Deuces.